So you were there when the Chinese premier delivered the annual government work report, around 5%, the growth rate. What do you make of that number, and what does that mean, do you think, for the economies in Hong Kong and Macau where you work?
Well, I think the Premier's report was an excellent one, and I think really reflected the wishes of the people. And he also talked about the past 5 years and the achievements of the government, which are significant. In terms of the around 5% GDP growth, again, given all the uncertainties and volatilities in the world, I think that's a very good result. And at the end of the day, Hong Kong and Macau is part of the mainland. And so Hong Kong and Macau's success is 100% dependent on the success of the mainland. So to know that the central government is targeting 5% around 5% for next year, it's a huge relief, especially after the last 3 years of COVID and everything that businesses in Macau went through. Well, I think at the end of the day, a lot of the analysts don't understand China. I think based on President Xi's agenda, there are other types of reform that the government is embarking upon. And so I think the around 5% gives a lot of wiggle room in terms of doing other reforms. Yes, I think after 3 years of COVID, the economy is top of the agenda. But at the same time, there are other matters for the government to tackle. So I think, again, giving the government its space to work, I think that's the best alternative. And frankly, if you look at China and its development since, 改革開放 40 years ago, it is by far and away the most reform and opening up is by far and away the most the impressive in terms of world economies, and so I'm happy with the around 5%, and I was just delighted to hear that the economy was top of the agenda. I think the mandate to diversify Macau has been one that has been given for close to 20 years now. And I do think that Macau has transformed. At the end of the day, we fully respect the government's direction and vision, and it is something that it's coming from the central government as well. So we will faithfully continue to build upon that. And I am confident that Macau, with the power of the Greater Bay, can really play its role as being the key tourism center. And I think with the direction and the push from the central government, I do think that the Greater Bay can realize its potential.